Hey guys, this is the Thrunite TC15. TC15 just does not roll well off the tongue with me. This is also one of those IMR high discharge performance rechargeable battery users, like the TH30. This was a talking point for a lot of people, that you have to use these new IMR batteries or these IMR batteries. Now everybody has gotten used to the 18650s, and they're pretty popular in the community. So now you have the IMR. Is it going to be worth it and whatnot? You can use a regular battery in this one. You won't get that momentary, very high lumen output. And this is what makes the TC15 and the TH30 so great, is that for a couple of minutes you have a very high lumen output. In the case of the TC15, it's 2300 lumens for about 2 minutes. And it's easily accessible. You just double click and then you have 2300 lumens. It's the user menu says 2 minutes, and then it drops down to under the maximum mode, which is 1050 lumens. 1050 lumens is also the high mode for the TN12. This being my most used and abused Thrunite flashlight. Had it for years, and the TC12 version 1 and 2 are rechargeable. Very nice, but I keep coming back to this one for some reason. Maybe, is that that beater that you just like to use and you're not worried for losing it or dropping it. I do not test my flashlights by dropping them on concrete or asphalt. Every once in a while they will take an accidental dive, and this one took a lot of those. And it still works. Just about a month ago, we had really low temperatures, -10, -20 centigrade, and I left it in the car for about 2 weeks. When I took it back inside, it wouldn't even turn on in the lowest mode. Took the battery out, recharged it, and it works just like it did before. And by the way, this is the original Thrunite rechargeable battery. It's not a new one. I've been using it with this one, so this one went through I don't know how many charging cycles, and it still works. I can't really say if it does as well as it did in the beginning, because every time before I go out, I will put it in the charger and recharge it, because, well, why not? Now, in the case of the TC15, you have that high momentary lumen output, 2300 lumens. In my opinion, that is an emergency sort of thing. Now, looking at these two flashlights, you can see that the TC15 is smaller. Weight-wise, it is 8 grams or 7 or 8 grams lighter than the TN12. And because it has such a high lumen output, and because it's smaller, or because it has the same maximum output and a huge turbo output, like the TN12, it will get hotter much faster. This one went through 4 recharge cycles when it was with me. So the first 2 times I just played around with it. Played around with that high 2300 lumen output. Then I left it on for a while, and, well, twice I had to recharge the battery. And then I just took the freshly charged battery, put it into the medium mode, 250 lumens, and left it on the table. It did not get hot. It got, I would say, mildly warm, but you could put your hand in here. You would feel it's warm, but not to the point where you would say, oh no, it's getting hot, or I should turn it off. And as the user manual says, 6.5 hours, maybe 6 hours and 20 minutes, maybe 6 hours and 40 minutes. I don't know. I just noticed it went off and it wouldn't turn on back again. So I recharged it. And the second time, what I did was in the high mode, 1050 lumens, in 15-minute bursts, I turned it on. I was at the office and I didn't want to bother any of my colleagues, and I couldn't aim it at myself. So I put it up against one of these chewing gum containers. And you can see, after a while, I started playing around with it. How could it melt the plastic? After about, I would say 5-7 minutes, it gets really hot. And it will start melting the plastic, especially this being black plastic. And after 15 minutes, I turned it off, and it took about 8 minutes to cool down completely. Now, you're not going to forget this turned on in your pocket. It's gonna be probably a painful experience. But then again, what are the chances? I didn't notice it dropping down significantly in Lumen, so it did not take the advertised 90 minutes. In 50-minute bursts, it took about 60 minutes until it reached the red light. Red means that it's, you see, blue charged. When it lights up red, it's about 20%. When it starts blinking red, it's under 10. It took about 60 minutes to get to red, and then after minute 75, it went to blinking red, and I think it lasted about 84 minutes, and then it went off. I would say that's decent. This is a small, I would call it a small flashlight. It's not the lightest of flashlights. What was it? 124, 25 grams, including the battery. Now, if you include the holster, well, you might get to more. But 120 grams, that's a pocket knife. So I would say that's good enough for me. It's rechargeable, does recharge quite quickly. I did not measure the recharge time. I just plugged it in the wall using my charger for my iPhone, just then the USB cable provided by Thrunite. And I don't know how long it took to recharge. When the battery was completely depleted, in the first minute, it used to blink red really quick. I thought I was charging it wrong. Then I read the description, didn't say anything about blinking red, only blinking purple. That's a wrongful charge. But yeah, it does a tail stand. You get the holster, which, this holster, some people said it's good. I say it's a regular Thrunite holster. I'm not impressed. I would have liked to see something smaller, but it does the job. It won't fit bigger Thrunite flashlights. It will not. I mean, it will barely fit it, if you want to call it that. But it does a good job for this one. You also get the cable and the lanyard and these sparrow rings, if you're so inclined to. Now, I'm not sure it will replace the TN12, but it's for everyday carry, definitely. I'm one of those people who cares less about weight and more about bulk, so this is less bulky. I would say the size difference is significant, and you can feel it in your hand. Now, people keep talking about the 2300 lumens. Is it really 2300? I don't know. I really don't know if it's really 2300. It's bright as hell. How much does it drop in intensity immediately? I don't know. I can't measure that, but I can tell you, you won't notice it just by looking at it. And do I use flashlights in the highest modes? Only when I play around with them. When I'm going somewhere camping or at a cabin during the night and I'm going to do something, I hardly use the highest output. So 250 lumens. This is the Firefly mode, by the way. Then you have the low, and then 250. 250 lumens, that is enough for anything you want to do. Now, you need something really bright, you have the turbo mode. 6.5 hours of 250 lumens uninterrupted. I would say that's good. That's a full night. No complaints, and it does come for a decent price. If you have any questions about this or any comments, you have an experience with it, let me know. What I did like with this one even though this would work maybe with a lighter flashlight, that you can actually reverse the tube. And if you have a sturdy enough ball cap, you could place it on the brim of your ball cap and turn this into a sort of a head torch, like you would do with a small flashlight. I think this is a neat feature. I need to tighten it. I think this is a neat feature, you know, to have this on the brim of your hat, and if you have a sturdy enough brim of a hat. But this is not what I intend to use it for. You know, an outdoor EDC sort of thing. Even though I do prefer the TH30 in that role, simply because I can put it on my belt. This works great as a head torch. It's a bit heavy as a head torch, but it works great. However, putting this on your belt, on the outside of your pants, that is a great idea. So I hope you liked the video, guys. If you have any, like I said, comments about it, just add them in the comment section. I'll try to get to them as soon as possible. Thanks for watching, and as always, I wish you all a great day.